The time has come. Hi! What is up? It is time to do a book haul. If you're new here, hi, my name is Rutvik, and if you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back. I love you. This crow is not shutting up, and it's been like the same thing for the last like 20 minutes. So excuse me for the background track of a crow cawing too much. It is time for a big book haul. It's been, I don't remember how many weeks since the last one, but we have a lot of books. I have this big ass box with a lot of amazing books, as well as like a big stack that you just saw me put down. I was going to film this next week because I still have like a few books on the way, but I need the dopamine. I need to talk about these books, and I just need it today because I need it over here. So without further ado, let's get on with this book haul. I got this box about like 2 weeks ago, which has books from a lot of different publishers from the UK as well as from India, and I was really excited and I did not want to wait to unbox it. So I filmed a little unboxing clip which I am going to play right now. Oh my god guys, I am so happy right now. I just received one of the biggest packages of books I've ever received in my entire life, and I'm too impatient to wait for a few days to film a haul. I just wanted to unbox these books from the cameras and then I'll merge both of the clips together to make like a big haul. So yeah, let's unbox these because I am way too excited, like behind, so that you guys can see. If you guys see any mess in the back, just please excuse me, please deal with it, because I'm going on a trip. I'm leaving in literally like around 4 days. Like there's a lot of planning and preparation going on right now, so please just like, please, okay? Oh my god, I'm so excited, so incredibly fucking excited. So we have packages from HarperCollins. This is from Hachette India. Then this big box is from Orbit Books in the UK. I also wanted to give like a little bit of an announcement that I am the Orbit ambassador for 2024. So they sent me a bunch of books and I'm just so excited, guys. So excited. I've not had like a big book package and unboxing in a really long time, and I am absolutely excited about each and every single book that's gonna be in here. And a thing which is even more surprising is that all of these came together today. Like I went to get a haircut for the trip and I came back home, and while I was outside the house, my sister told me to film because she was the one who took all of these packages while I was out. I was literally out for an hour, and all of these came in that time. Let's start off with the book I got from Hachette India. I am so excited about what is in this one because I've been waiting for this to be released in India for literally so long, and it's finally over here. I'm so excited about this one. This is by one of my favorite authors. It's a thriller which I've been waiting for a really long time. We have Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I am a Riley Sager stan. I love The House Across the Lake as well as The Only One Left, and this is his newest release. Sounds exciting, so exciting. I've heard great reviews about this so far, so I'm very excited to read this. I'm gonna keep this big one for last. Let's open up the books I got from HarperCollins India. They were so kind enough to send me a bunch of the books which I requested. I lost my cutter, like my package cutter, so I have to shift to my scissor. But ooh, that is so, oh my god, I did not expect this. Oh my god, yes. Oh, I am so excited. Thank you so much, HarperCollins. So much. Thank you. Ooh, wow. Wait, this is exciting. So exciting. Okay, so I was sent a copy of More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. I also was sent a copy of the first book, which is called Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. I read this last year. I absolutely loved it. Started listening to it as an audiobook, like advanced listening copy, and I was so in love with it that I just had to go to the bookstore in the middle of listening to it and get a physical copy because it was just so cozy, so comforting, just like the perfect book lover's paradise sort of book. And absolutely love this one. So cozy, comforting. And then this is the story continued. It's a sequel to the first book, And just the title, More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. The cover is so pretty. There are cats, there's books on the shelves, and I'm so excited about this. So incredibly excited about this. And I also was sent this little package from HarperCollins. So let's open it up and see what's inside. There are like postcards inside, which is so exciting. Let me just like, there's not that good of an angle. Okay, this. Oh my god, there are like quotes from the book. I'm not going to read them because I don't want to spoil anything. But all of it is so pretty. And on the other side, there is like a proper postcard. You can place a stamp, write your address and message. And there are like all of these colors. So pretty. I am so grateful. Thank you so much, HarperCollins India. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to read this book. I probably might take this on my trip because it's a short little book which I can finish on my flight, and so excited about this. I have an extra copy now which I will give to a friend. Okay, up next we have another package from HarperCollins. So once again, oh yeah, I am so excited. Wow. There are 3 books and one of them I already got from HarperCollins like a few days ago. I think so there must have been some sort of like mess up. So I have a second copy of The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I read the guest list by Lucy Foley and I enjoyed it a lot. It was very atmospheric, very dark and suspenseful. So I'm very excited to read this new release. Then we have She's Not Sorry by Mary Kubica. I've heard that it's very fast paced, it's very thrilling, and I'm so excited about it. It's blurred by Alice Feeney on the back, who is like one of my favorite thriller writers. And yeah, the next book is an author whose work I absolutely adore and love, and that is Julia Armfield and her new release Private Rights. I've been waiting for this book for months, literally months. Like ever since Julia announced it, I'm like, I need this book right now because the plot of it sounds amazing. I read Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia last year and I absolutely loved it. It was like this literary horrific sapphic tale about navigating grief and trauma, and just like it also had like similar elements of like otherworldliness to it. And I'm just so excited to read this book because I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Oh my god, these kids are just not stopping. And now it is time to open up this big monster. I am so excited about this, like unreally excited about this. This came here all the way from the UK. Orbit Books sent me a bunch of books from their Orbit New Voices, like debut authors they're publishing this year, because I am the Orbit ambassador for this year. There are so many books inside and I'm so excited about these, and this has come from the UK. These are new releases and they're going to be hardcover books, which is so exciting. Yay! There are so many books. A Letter to the Luminous Deep by Sylvie Cattrall. Oh, the cover is so pretty. It's like all velvety and just like you just wanna, like, you know, that sort of cover texture. Dive into Sylvie Cattrall's enchanting debut set in an underwater world with magical academia and a heartwarming pen pal romance. Perfect for the fans of Emily Wilde's encyclopedias of fairies. So this is sort of like a cozy-ish fantasy book and I'm just so excited. There seems to be a little bit of a romance in this as well. So excited. It's compared to Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I'm very excited and very keen to get my hands on soon. That is book number 1. Then we have A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. A Feather So Black is a sizzling fantasy romance set in a world of perilous magic and moonlit forests, spinning a seductive tale of a changeling princess, her cursed sister, and a dangerous Fey lord she must defeat to save her family. Exciting, right? Then we have The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. Look at this cover, so pretty. The sapphic fantasy romance. It seems to be along the same lines as The House in the Cerulean Sea or the Very Irregular Society of Witches. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, because it's like a found family, sort of like a wholesome and just like a heartwarming romance. last paragraph it says, from debut author Sidney J. Shields comes an unmissable tale of sweet magic and love overcoming all. Sounds exciting. This yellow is so pretty. Like, guys, this is so pretty. Then we have the book which I've been seeing a lot on Instagram, like a fantasy new release which has been taking over Instagram, which is Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. Cover is absolutely pretty. Like, the second book in a duology was just announced, so very excited. And then we have two more books which I personally am very excited about. Let me bring you guys a bit closer. Ithaca by Claire North and the sequel to it, The House of Odysseus by Claire North. This is a Greek mythology retelling. This tells the story of Penelope, who is Odysseus' wife. Odysseus is very famous in Greek mythology. He is a character in both the Iliad as well as the Odyssey, obviously the namesake. And this is about Ithaca, Odysseus' kingdom, when he leaves for the Trojan War and during the time it takes for him to come back home. So I'm very excited to read this. I am so excited. These are the first two books. The third book, The Song of Penelope, is also out, but it will come to me a bit later, I guess. So very excited about this series. Thank you so much to Orbit Books UK and Madeline for sending this. I'm so grateful to be the Orbit ambassador as well as to receive these books. Thank you so much. And now I'll hand you guys over to Rutvik from a few days to continue the rest of the haul. Okay, welcome back. Welcome to like about 2 weeks later, and you guys saw we have some amazing books over here. And since I received like an extra copy of the first book of More Days at the Morisaki bookshop, I requested if they could send me another copy of the second book, which is the new book, and we could collaborate on like a giveaway. So that is happening next week on my Instagram, so make sure you keep an eye out if you want to win this series. I have like a big stack which I have like shown on Instagram like a few times, so I'm gonna keep those books at last. But over here I have a few more books from Orbit Books UK, some more books from HarperCollins, and I ordered a book for myself, so that is over here. Oh, this one is really exciting. This one is Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan, and the plot of this book sounds absolutely exciting. This is about Ray, whose entire life has collapsed and she is on the verge of death, and her dying wish is like a magical bargain where she gets the chance to enter her favorite fantasy series. And she wakes up in this castle with like hellish demons and in a kingdom on the brink of war and everything, like a perfect fantasy book plot. But she does not wake up as the hero, she wakes up as the villain, and then she just completely takes on the role, and it just sounds amazing. I'm so excited to read this. There's like a map on the end papers, and even more importantly, look at this cover. Like, oh, this is so pretty, and the purple all glossy and embossed. Absolutely exciting. I'm very excited to read this. I'm gonna read this very soon. And then we have one last book from Orbit Books UK. For now, I am gonna get even more from them in the future. Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. This cover, it is so pretty, again with the embossing, like the illustration sounds amazing. A villainous heroine finds herself plunged into a seductive world of power, politics and murder in this court of vampire king, in this bloodthirsty debut from an unmissable new voice in fantasy romance. So can't wait to read and talk about this very soon. Keeping in line from international book deals, I got a package from Pan Macmillan UK from Picador Books, and they sent me a little package of the proof copy along with some little goodies for, wait a minute, where is everything? Okay. The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Hiragi. Look at this book, look at this cover, it looks so pretty. This is along the same lines as Before the Coffee Gets Cold, except for in Before the Coffee Gets Cold you travel back in time like in a coffee shop, but over here it's about like you experiencing a moment that you have photographed. And I absolutely love the concept, and this sounds like a perfect cozy little heartwarming read to read this rainy season. along with the proof copy, I also got this little tearaway notepad, this little foldable bookmark, a regular bookmark. This is actually so pretty, like this is going to be like a regular bookmark of mine, and a little letter from the author. So thank you so much to Picador Books for this. I am so incredibly grateful. Thank you so much. Then moving on with the package from HarperCollins India. Let's open it up. Ooh, okay. Okay, so all of that packaging for just one book. I'm so grateful anyways. We have The Spice Gate by Prashant Srivastava. The cover looks amazing, like look at it with the embossing and everything. Amir is a spice carrier dreaming of escape, but something is stirring in the inhospitable places between the kingdoms. As Amir makes his plan for freedom, he is drawn into a plot that threatens to unravel the power keeping the gates in balance. Guards, assassins, and throne keepers all have a vested interest in the spice trade, and Amir will have to decide what kind of world he wants to live in, if the world survives at all. Ooh, sounds exciting. This is an Indian fantasy book, and I'm very excited to read this. It's a very thick book. Let's see how many pages. Ooh, that like 450 plus pages. So that's a big boy. Up next we have is the book which I got. It came yesterday. I also bought one other book which is gonna come here Monday. This video is gonna go live today itself. I'm just gonna film this, edit it, and post it today. So you guys will see that in the next haul, or just stick around on Instagram stories, because yeah. Ooh, I am so happy about this. I saw this book in Singapore when I was going to the bookstore over there, and I decided to get it in India because it was significantly cheaper, and that is If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler by Italo Calvino. Been wanting to read this book for a while because this sounds amazing. This is a thriller of sorts, but the way this is set up is so unique and just so never been done before sort of thing. And over here, I'm just going to read the back blurb. You go into a bookshop and buy If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler by Italo Calvino. You like it, but there's a printer's error in your copy. You take it back to the shop and get a replacement, but the replacement seems to be a totally different story. You try to track down the original book you were reading, but end up with a different narrative again. This remarkable novel leads you through many different books, including a detective adventure, a romance, a satire, an erotic story, a diary, and a quest. But the real hero of all of them is you, the reader. Sounds exciting, like the plot of it, the narrative of it sounds very, very exciting, and I cannot wait to read it. What is this? Just the invoice, but so exciting, right? I'm just gonna tie my hair up, not in the mood to be bothered with it right now. Let's move on to this big ass stack, and the first book we have is a book which I just feel so lucky to have a copy of because it's not out in the world yet, and that is a proof copy of What a Way to Go by Bella Mackie. If you guys have been watching the wrap-ups, I read How to Kill Your Family a few months ago and I absolutely loved it. Like, so good, a perfect thriller for me. I really enjoyed it, and since then, ever since this book was announced, I was so excited about it, and I am so glad to have a proof copy of it. Thank you so much, HarperCollins India, for sending this to me. I just feel so happy about having this, and I'm going to start this very soon. Anthony Whiston is wealthy beyond imagination. Fragrant wife, gaggle of photogenic children, French chateau, Cotswold manor, a plethora of mistresses, penchant for cutting moral corners, tick. Unfortunately for him, he's also dead. Suddenly poised to inherit his fortune, each member of the family falls under suspicion, and that's when the lying starts. Sounds so exciting. It's going to be classic, like satirical, dark humor, thriller vibes by Bella Mackie, and I'm just so excited about it. Now that I'm like looking at it and I'm holding it in my hands, I really want to abandon the current read which I have and start this immediately. So I think I'm going to keep this on my bed because that's going to be like my next read after this book. Then we have The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. I think so that is how you pronounce the first name, but I've heard nothing but good things about this book. It sounds like a very drama-filled, love-filled, like a very ingenious plot with like a mystery as well to it. So yeah, I am very excited about it. This sounds like something which is like exactly up my alley, with perfectly well-rounded full story, and that is something which I really appreciate in a story. The Husbands by Molly Gramazio. Yeah, this sounds like a very like funny yet like a sort of a reflective novel, and with a lot of humor in it. So I'm very excited to read it. It's also like the font is very big, and I just know that I'm gonna fly through this book. Then I received a book from Pantheon Publishers along with a different book I received. I'll haul it later on. It's called Godwin by Joseph O'Neill, and I don't really know how to describe this book because it's not something which I would pick myself. It's about two brothers, two two half brothers who go on this odyssey across Africa to find this football prodigy. Then we have All This Could Be Different by Sarah Thankam Matthews. This book I like bought on like a depressive episode that I was going through, where I was just like, what the fuck is life? Like, I wish all of this could be different, and that is exactly what the title of this book is. I like went through like a Reddit post on like books to read when you are like kind of like upset with life, when like disappointed with life and stuff, and this book came up in that list, and it was like reading this book will like validate your thoughts as well as give you a lot of hope, and that is exactly what I need actually right now. The reason why I'm filming this video is because let's not go there, but yeah, I should abandon what I'm reading right now and just read this book, because I hope this like does what it's supposed to do. So it goes on the desk over here. My hair once again is not cooperating, so we're just gonna leave it be just the way it is. Just please deal with it, guys. Hearts and Bones by Neve Mulvey. I hope that's how you pronounce it, because it's an Irish name, and Irish names are very difficult to pronounce for me. This is a collection of stories which is about what love does to us and how we survive it. It's supposed to be very heart touching, very healing, and very heartwarming. So I am very excited to read this. Once again, I should be reading this right now, but so many books and so little time. Then we have The Details by Jan Genberg. This was longlisted for the International Booker Prize, I think so. Yeah, International Booker Prize. And over here in the back it says, the international bestsellers, The Details, is a luminous portrayal of the small moments that make up a life, the little details that make us human. So it's kind of like a story written in parts and in like little vignettes, which just look at life from like the small details and just try to make a big picture from all of that. So very excited about this. Even book of Korean short stories, which is exactly what it is. It's a collection of short stories edited by Bruce Fulton, and I, as someone who loves Korean literature, I am very excited to read this. I should probably get a start on this because the text is so small and there are so many stories in this, like literally so many stories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 short stories. So I should get a start on this so that I'll finish it over like a period of time. Then I received a copy of I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki by Baek Si-hee. I already have read this book, but they sent me a copy of this along with the copy of the new book, the sequel to it, which is called I Want to Die But I Still Want to Eat Tteokbokki. This is like a transcript of the author's conversations with her therapist, where the author is suffering from like this thing called dysthymia, I think so, that is how you pronounce it, but it's much more like a mild, non-concerning level of depression that she always feels. And this book is kind of like a self-help guide as well as like an inside look of what therapy and mental health looks like in Korea. So I really loved the first book. When I read it, I gave it like a 3.75 to 4 stars because at that time I did not understand the importance of it and just like what it was trying to do. I was still very new to critiquing and analyzing books from that lens. Now I've come to like really appreciate what this book was and what this book was trying to do and is still trying to do. It's like a very refreshing look into what mental health and therapy looks like in Korea, and just like reading this book has like a lot of like liners and a lot of like paragraphs and essentially like advice from the therapist, which is very like helpful. It's not like a replacement for therapy, but just reading this book you will realize quite a few things for yourself, and maybe it will like push you to go and get therapy for yourself as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. This is translated by Anton Ho, who is my favorite translator of all time, and yeah, so that's about that. Then we have Mina's Matchbox by Yoko Ogawa. This is a proof copy sent to me by Pantheon Books, so this was the actual book which I requested. Yoko Ogawa is a very famous author. She's written books like The Memory Police, The Housekeeper and the Professor, and she has won, like over here it says, every major Japanese literary award, and this is her newest book, and I am very excited to read this book. Then we have Rosarita by Anita Desai. I've already read this book and absolutely in love with it. This is my first Anita Desai book, and just the way this book was written and just the way amazing. This is Anita Desai's first book in like around 10-15 years, and everybody's very excited about this book, and for me this was my first Anita Desai and this did not disappoint. The plot line of this book is very straightforward, and so I'm not going to give it to you, but just the way the book is written, amazing. You can watch my review on Instagram. Then we have Bad Habit by Alana Esportero. This is a queer book which focuses on the trans experience, and it says Bad Habit by Alana Esportero is translated by Mara Failetem and deftly illuminates the inextricable ties between gender and class, the search for identity and the power of chosen family. Shimmering in its lyrical beauty and vivid in its realism, this is a mesmerizing story of self-realization that speaks to the outsider in all of us. Then I bought a copy of White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I took this book with me on my Singapore trip, but I never got around to reading it because I don't know why. Everybody is going crazy over this book and I want to know why. Then we have Tara by Koral Dasgupta. This is the last book in the Sati series. I've read and loved each and every book of the Sati series by Koral Dasgupta, which is just like a retelling of the stories of the Panchakanyas, Ahilya, Kunti, Draupadi, Mandodari, and the last one, Tara. I am very excited to read this book. It's quite thick. It's like the thickest of all of the books, and I am very excited to read this book. I've had nothing but great experiences with all of the books by Koral Dasgupta so far, so I am expecting nothing more than that. Then we have The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. As you guys saw, I received one more copy of the book. But then we have Salt Slow by Julia Armfield. And Macmillan India was just so gracious and sent me a copy of this book because I love Julia Armfield. I loved Our Wives Under the Sea, and I'm going to read Private Rights very soon. So this is just so exciting for me to have. This is a collection of short stories written by Julia Armfield, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 short stories. Then we have the Trial by Rob Rinder. This is a courtroom drama thriller vibe. Then we have Concerning My Daughter by Kim Hae-jin. This is about a mother coming to terms with her daughter's lesbian relationship. Last paragraph perfectly captures what this book is about. Concerning My Daughter is a portrait of an aging mother's struggle with intergenerational conflict and a paean to love in its all forms. Then we have Briefly a Delicious Life by Nell Stevens. This is about Blanca, who's been dead for centuries, when she falls in love with celebrated novelist George Sand. George is unlike anyone Blanca has encountered in hundreds of years of haunting, a woman dressed in man's clothes, a ferocious writer and a passionate lover of men and women alike. It's 1838, and George has come to the island of Mallorca with her ailing lover, Frederick Chopin. As the weather and the locals turn against this strange couple, can the love of a teenage ghost keep them from disaster? I need to read this soon. Next we have is A Perfect Day to Be Alone by Nanae Aoyama. When her mother immigrates to China for work, 20-year-old Chizu moves in with 71-year-old Ginko, an eccentric distant relative, taking a room in her ramshackle Tokyo home, with its 2 resident cats and the persistent rattle of passing train. A Perfect Day to Be Alone is a moving, microscopic examination of loneliness and heartbreak, with flashes of deadpan humor and a keen eye for poignant detail. Aoyama chronicles the painful process of breaking free from the moorings of youth. Sounds actually exactly what I need right now. Like, literally, there are so many books which sound perfect for me right now, and I am not reading any of them. I'm just going to title this video a book haul of all the books that I should be reading right now, because it's true, I should be reading them right now. And the last books we have for today's haul are White Teeth by Zadie Smith and NW by Zadie Smith. I have no idea what the plot of these books are, but I got them because Jack Edwards said they were good, and that is good enough reasoning for me to buy the books. The reel which I actually saw from Jack Edwards was about books, like authors who are favorite authors of his favorite authors, and he mentioned Zadie Smith and these 2 books specifically, so I don't need to say anything else, you know. And with that, this haul comes to an end. If you liked watching this haul, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below what are the books from this haul which you want to read, and make sure you head over to my Instagram to enter the giveaway for Days at the Morisaki Bookshop and the sequel to it, and subscribe for more videos coming very, very soon. I'm going to start editing my trip vlogs, and they're going to be coming after this one, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell to not miss them, because I had so much fun and the vlogs will be some of the best that I ever will post, if I say so myself. So yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon, and bye.